Fine. So good morning everyone. Good morning. चहा नाश्ता झाला का? Yes, good morning. Let everyone join. सर चहा नाश्ता कुठला? आता आम्ही उठलोय. तुमचा मेसेज बघितला आणि आम्ही उठलो. ओके. टेस्टच्या क्वेश्चनचे सोल्युशन्स बघितले का? Tell me fast, everyone. Have you seen the solutions of each and every question? Yes, good. मार्क किती पडू देत? सोल्युशन्स बघा. मार्क्स पेपरच्या टफनेस वरती डिपेंडेंट असतात. ओके, सो त्याचा विचार करायचाच नाहीये. आपल्याला प्रत्येक क्वेश्चनचं आन्सर समजतंय का? दॅट इज इम्पॉर्टंट. पण टफनेस नुसार मार्क चेंज होणार. ओके, so that won't matter. Okay, instead of that you should focus on whether you are getting the solution or not, whether you are able to solve it independently or not. Okay, that is important. For that you need to do the practice. Fine. So today we will be having 3 meetings. Okay, 3 Zoom meetings we will be having. Okay, so can you tell me the last point? What was the last point that we covered? Heat, internal energy and work, right? Out of which heat we have covered and internal energy also we have covered, right? Internal energy also we have covered. What was the last point? Limitations of dimensional analysis. कुठे आहेस तू? कुठल्या जगात आहेस? तो नव्हता आपला लास्ट पॉइंट. ओके, तो चॅप्टर संपलाय केव्हाच. थर्मोडायनामिक्स मधला बघा. कुठे होतो आपण लास्ट टाइम? फॉर्म्युले झाले का बाळांनो? अरे नोटबुक समोर ठेवा आणि डेल्टा यू ना, डेल्टा यू चे फॉर्म्युले झालेले आहेत. जनरल फॉर्म्युला वी हॅव सीन फॉर डेल्टा यू, राईट? नाउ we have also seen that internal energy is a state function. Okay, it is a state function that we have explained. So all the points of the internal energy have been covered. Okay, formally as well as it is a state function that we have covered. So now heat we have covered, internal energy we have covered. Now we will cover work done. So write down everyone along with me. Next point, work. Work. Okay, so now let us write down the first point, how to find out work done in case of gaseous system. Okay, let's say we have one piston here. Let's say we have one piston here and this is the gas. This is the gas. Okay, and let us try to find out the force exerted by the piston, force exerted by the gas on the piston. Now we know force is equal to pressure into area. So whatever the pressure of this gas is there, it will be same everywhere. Okay, so that same pressure will be acting on this piston. Okay sir, so that pressure of the gas into area, okay sir, this is going to be our work done. Sorry, my mistake. This is going to be our force which is acting on the piston. Okay sir, but sir, if this force acts on the piston, then piston shall move upward. Yes, it will move upward. Okay. But sir, if this piston moves upward, the volume of the gas will change. Yes, the volume of the gas will change. Sir, if the volume changes, pressure may change. Yes, pressure may change. So it means that this force is a variable force. Yes, it can be a variable force. It can be a constant force also. It depends on whether the pressure is remaining constant or not. Okay. So it can be a variable force. So let us write small f equal to pressure into area. Okay, sir. Now we understand it can be a variable force. Sir, if it is a variable force, we should find out a very small amount of work done by a small displacement, which is done during the small displacement of the piston. Okay. So this is our gas, right? Now let us find out the small amount of work done when the piston is moved upward by the amount equal to dx. Now let's say the piston moves somewhat upward and it now comes here. Let us say this displacement is dx. Okay, sir. This was the force F. Sir, force F is variable force, but this displacement is so small that during that displacement, well, volume will not change by much amount, so force will almost remains constant. Okay, displacement is so small that over that displacement, volume will not change by much amount. Okay, so if the volume will not change by much amount, pressure will not change by much amount, force will not change by much amount, means force will remain constant. So for that displacement, force was constant. So let us find out the small amount of work done as F into dx. Okay, sir. But sir, you just found out that F, force on the piston, is nothing but pressure of the gas into the area of the piston into dx. But sir, this area into dx, area, this is the area of the piston. This is the area of the piston. But sir, area into dx is nothing but, can you tell me in the chat box, what is area into dx? Good. What shall I write for area into dx? Correct. Everyone is giving the correct answer. Good. So sir, you shall write it as very small amount of volume. Perfect. Sir, area into dx is small dv, very small volume. This area into length is small volume of the gas dv. Okay. And sir, hence they write it like this. Total amount of work is equal to integration dw. And sir, therefore they wrote the formula of work done as integration instead of dw. Let us write p into dv. Okay. And initial volume v1, final volume v2. This is the general formula for work done in any kind of process. Write down this. General formula of work done. That's it. Write it down. Let me know in the chat box. Work will be defined like this now. Integration PdV. Volume goes from V1 to V2. Initial volume. Up to this, let's say volume was V1. Up to this. Initial volume V1. Final volume may be something. Okay. Final volumes V2. Initial volume V1. And work done in expanding the gas, or sometimes work done in compressing the gas. In that case, final volume will be less, initial volume will be more. Okay, fine, sir. All right, next. So from this formula we can say that, work done is area under the curve, which curve y dx, just like that, y dx, pressure and volume. Area under the curve, area under pressure volume curve, area under pressure dash volume curve, and and which axis? Volume axis. And volume axis. Try to understand. Try to understand. This is pressure. This is volume. This is the pressure volume curve. This is the pressure volume curve. And area under the pressure volume curve and which axis? Volume axis. Or area enclosed between pressure volume curve and the volume axis. This is your work done. This is your work done. Am I right? The concept of definite integration v1 to v2 y dx is area under the curve, y dx is area under the curve, just like p dv is the area under the curve. Clear? Just reply me small c small n. Why do people find out work done as area under the curve? Because of this formula. Because of this formula. Written? Shall I move ahead? Fine. Let us move on to the next point in the work. Fine, let us try to take different types of pressure volume curve and let us try to write down the formula. Okay, so let us take some different pressure volume curves and let us simply try to find out the area under the curve. Okay, first is isobaric process. The pressure is P. Initial volume was V1. Final volume is V2. This marking is zero pressure. This marking is pressure P. This marking is volume V1. This marking is volume V2. This is the pressure and volume graph. Now what is this area? Now this is the rectangle. For the rectangle, area should be equal to length into breadth. What is the length? Sir, length is this marking minus this marking. So P minus 0. P minus 0 is P. Sir, breadth means this marking minus this marking, this distance, this marking minus this marking. So V2 minus V1. So V2 minus V1. Sometimes people may write it like this, P into delta V for isobaric process. Number 1. Number 2, isochoric. Number 2, isochoric. Okay, let us try to find out. Isochoric, volume बदलणार नाही. Just like here, isobaric, pressure will not change. It will remain constant. It will remain same, but volume will change. In case of isochoric, volume will not change. It will remain same. But pressure will change. P1 to P2. Pressure will change. Okay, pressure will change. Okay, can you tell me what is the area enclosed between this straight line which is parallel to the y-axis or the pressure axis and this volume axis? What is the area under the curve? This curve. Straight line cannot enclose any area if it is parallel to y-axis. Straight line cannot enclose any area if it is parallel to y-axis. Okay, so that will simply come out to be equal to 0. Okay, if the straight line is parallel to x-axis, it will enclose some area. But if the straight line is parallel to y-axis, it cannot enclose area. Okay, fine, sir. That is also over now. Next thing, sir. Next thing is trapezoid. Okay, see, something like this they have drawn. Let us try to find out the work done if the graph is a straight line like this. Okay, let us see. V1, Try to understand. Try to understand. V2. This marking, let's say P1. This marking, let's say P2. Okay. So how shall we find this area? What is this? What is this? What is this curve called as? Sorry, not curve. Figure called as? Just like this figure will be called as rectangle. This is a straight line. What is this? Trapezium. Good. It's a trapezium. So what is area of trapezium? Area of trapezium. Do you know? Area of trapezium is equal to 1/2. Just write down along with me. Sum of parallel sides 1/2. Sum of parallel sides into height. Height means distance between the parallel sides. Distance between the parallel sides. Okay, fine, sir. So 1/2 as it is. Work done will be how to find out. In this case, work done 1/2. Sum of parallel sides. Sir, this is the first parallel side. This is the first parallel side. So what is the length of this parallel side? Sir, this marking minus this marking. This marking is 0. Sir, what is the length of this parallel side? This marking minus this marking. P1 minus 0. Okay, sir. Plus sum of parallel sides. So this this length, that is P1, plus this length. What is this length, sir? This length will be equal to P2, that is this marking minus this marking. Okay, you may directly write P1, no problem. Okay, what is the length of this side? It is P1 minus 0, that is this marking minus this marking, P1 or P1 minus 0. What is this side length, sir? It is P2, this marking minus this marking, that is P2 minus 0. Fine, sir. What is height? What is height? Height means this. This is the height of the trapezium. That is distance between the parallel sides. Okay, sir. This marking minus this marking. Okay. So V2 minus V1. Is that clear? Is that clear? 1/2 P1 plus P2 into V2 minus V1. 1/2. No need to remember. Okay. काही पाठ करायची गरज नाही. You can apply this formula and you can find out the answer. 1/2 P1 plus P2 into V2 minus V1. Is this formula clear to all of you? Just reply me small c. If any doubt, you may ask. Okay. Good. Now let us take next type of curve. Let us take next type of curve. I think this was third one. Fourth one. What if the trapezium is given like this? Tell me fast. What is the answer? Let me check how many of you give the correct answer. This marking is P1. This marking is P2. This marking is V1. This marking is V2. Again, this is going to be the height of the trapezium. Answer. Sir, 1/2. 1/2. Sum of parallel sides. Okay. What is the first parallel side? This is P2 plus this parallel side, which is P1. Okay. 1/2. Sum of parallel sides into height. What is height? Sir, height is this marking minus this marking, V2 minus V1. V2 minus V1. Same formula we got, right? Same formula we got. Okay. Fine. Same formula we got. Up to this, is that clear? Up to this, is that clear? Check kara. Now let me add some arrows. Add arrow like this. Add arrow like this. Okay. Try to understand. Try to understand. Arrow is like this. Means volume is increasing. Okay. Just focus on the volume. Arrow is like this. Means again volume is increasing. Okay, but now if arrow is reversed, if arrow is reversed, in that case how to write the answer? Try to understand. Arrow is now reversed. Let's say this marking is something and this marking is something. Okay, so let us call this as for time being V1 and let us call this as V2. So it means that initially volume was more, or let me write here VI to avoid confusion between 1 and 2. Let us write VI and VF, V initial and V final. Okay, let us write this as this marking as P initial, pressure initial, and this will be called as pressure final. Okay, now let us try to write the same formula with reversed arrow. Okay, when we are trying to write the same formula with the reversed arrow, when we are trying to write the same formula with the reverse arrow, see, we have to take care that whenever there is expansion, the work done should be a positive value. Whenever there is expansion, work done should be a positive value, and whenever there is compression, work done is negative. In physics we have, write down, in physics work done in expansion, work done in expansion work done in expansion is positive. Okay, in chemistry it is negative, but in physics it is positive. All right, so what we have to do is we have to find out numerical value of the area. We have to find out numerical value of the area, and after that we have to decide its sign, whether to write that work as positive or negative. Here there was expansion, V2 is more than V1, so V2 minus V1 is going to be a positive number. V2 minus V1 is going to be a positive number, and volume has increased. So ultimately this entire work done should be a positive, and hence we have not changed its sign. So let it be as it is. But sir, in this case, let us try to write the formula first. Let us try to write the formula first. Okay. So how do I write the formula? Like this. Try to understand. 1/2 sum of parallel sides. This side plus this side. This side plus this side. Okay. Final pressure. This side plus this side plus initial pressure 1/2 sum of parallel sides into the height. Now sir, how to find out how height? Just find out first numerical value. This marking minus this marking, this marking minus this marking, VI minus VF, VI minus VF. Okay sir, this is the area under the curve, which should be a positive value because VI is more than VF. VI is more than VF. So this is going to be a positive number. This bracket should be a positive number. Ultimately, this work done is positive. But sir, this is compression. Volume is decreasing. Volume is decreasing. Arrow is like this. Volume is decreasing. So work done should be a negative value. So for that compensation, you shall add here one minus sign. Is that clear? Find out the numerical value first, then decide the sign. Check whether it is clear or not, and let me know in the chat box. Everyone everyone first reply me in the chat box. Is this clear? How to find out numerical value? A positive numerical value, and then we have to decide its sign. Work done in expansion, positive. If volume increases, work done positive. If volume decreases, work done negative. Good. समजा लागले. Good. Fine. Now, next thing. Okay. So, can you observe that work done depends on the path followed? Means next point about work. Work done is a path function. Work done is a path function. Means it depends on the path or the process. It depends on, just keep on writing. It depends on path or the process. Yes, we can see that. We can see that. Let's say this is the initial state. Let's say this is the final state. Okay. Let's say this is the pressure axis. Let's say this is the volume axis. If this is the path, if this is the path, area enclosed will be different. Area enclosed will be different. And if this is the path, area enclosed will be different. Area under the straight line curve will be this, and area under this non-straight curve, okay, area under that curve will be this. So work depends on the path. Agree, disagree, reply in the chat box. Initial state and final state are same. Initial state and final state or both the path are same, but work done will be different. Reply in the chat box. Is that clear? Work done is a path function. Work done is a path function. Heat is a path function. Work done is a path function. But change in internal energy is a state function. It is not path function. It depends only on initial and final state. Delta U is a path function. But other two, that is heat and work, are the path function. Heat and work are path function. Internal energy is a state function. Internal energy is a state function. Okay, sir, fine. That was very easy thing. Now write down work done in different processes. We simply have to club the formulae of work done. We simply have to club the formulae of work done in different processes. Okay, sir. Or we may need to derive the formulae. Yes, we will derive because we have general formula of work done with us. So write down work done in different processes. Work done in different processes. Number one, we simply have to club the formulae. Most of the formulae we might already know. Okay, the first process is isothermal process. Okay, isothermal process. Let us try to derive the work done in the isothermal process. Or before finding the work done, let us write PV is equal to nRT. But sir, temperature is constant. Because the process is isothermal. Okay, so shall I say pressure is equal to nRT upon volume? So sir, shall I say pressure is proportional to 1 upon volume? Yes, you can say, because temperature is constant. All right. So sir, pressure volume curve will be something like this. If volume increases, pressure should decrease. If volume increases, pressure should decrease. If volume increases, pressure should decrease. Am I right? Am I right? Pressure volume curve for isothermal process. Am I right? If volume increases, pressure decreases. Pressure is proportional to 1 upon volume. Y is proportional to 1 upon x. Okay, it's a hyperbolic curve. Okay, fine. Now sir, we know this is going to be the nature of isothermal curve. This curve is also called as the pressure volume curve of isothermal process is also called as isotherm. This curve is also called as isotherm. Isothermal process चा pressure volume graph. The pressure volume graph of isothermal process is also called as isotherm. Pressure volume graph of isothermal process is also called as isotherm. Okay, sir, fine. Now let us try to find out the work done formula. We know general formula of work done is what? Sir, the general formula of work done, W is equal to integration P delta V. Okay, fine. Let's say the limits are from V1 to V2. But sir, in the isothermal process, pressure is changing, volume is changing, but temperature is constant. Okay, sir, pressure is changing. So we need to write pressure in the language of volume. Okay, when we are given one function f in the language of x, so we can find out the integration f dx. Okay, so that function must be in the language of x, only then we can integrate it with the x or dx. Okay, so pressure must be written in terms of volume. Okay, so to write the pressure in terms of volume, what to do? We have to use PV is equal to nRT. Call this as equation 1. Use PV is equal to nRT and write pressure replacement as pressure is nRT upon V. See how simple it is. Now this is equation number 2. Okay, we don't know what is pressure in the language of volume, but now we know pressure in the language of volume. Okay, now we have to put this pressure in the language of volume here. So equation 2 in equation 1, that will lead us to work done is equal to integration. Sir, this nRT upon V, instead of pressure put there nRT upon V into dV. Okay, and the volume goes from, let's say, V1 to V2. Volume goes from, let's say, V1 to V2. Limits of, here we have written dV, so here we have to write the limits of volume. Okay sir, fine. Now sir, this nRT are constant. Process is isothermal, so temperature is constant. N number of moles not changing, are universally constant. So nRT out of integration. What is the integration of 1 upon V dV? Volume goes from V1 to V2. What is the integration of 1 upon V dV? 1 upon x dx, just like 1 upon x dx, 1 upon V dV. Huh? What is the integration of 1 upon x dx or 1 upon V dV? Correct, everyone is giving the correct answer. Good. Some more answers I'm expecting. Everyone write it and let me know the answer. 1 upon V dV's answer काय असेल बा? Integration 1 upon x dx, that we have already learned. Perfect. 1 upon x dx, just like that, 1 upon V dV. Sir, the formula is integration 1 upon x dx is ln x log x plus c. Similarly, integration 1 upon V dV का असेल बा? So it will be ln V. ln means log to the base e. All right, sir. So the formula will be nRT ln V. Sir, limits are there, so no need to write c. Limits are there, so no need to write c. Upper lower limit V1, upper limit V2. Okay. So just put the formula and get the put the limits and get the answer. Upper limit evaluation ln V2 minus lower limit evaluation ln V1. Now log m minus log n is log m upon n. Log m minus log n is log m upon n. Okay. So what is the work done? Sir, it is nRT ln V2 upon V1. Log m minus log n is log m upon n. So log V2 upon V1. So it is ln. We want log to the base 10. We want log to the base 10. Okay, fine. Because generally we are given log to the base 10 and not we are not given log to the base e. So in that case, we know log of some value x to the base e, log of some value to the base e is equal to 2.303 log of the same value to the base 10. So when you want to replace ln or log to the base e, you can replace it by 2.303 log to the base 10. Okay. So ln will be replaced by, ln of something will be replaced by 2.303 log to the base 10 of the same value. Let's say x. Let's say x. Therefore, you can write W is equal to nRT. Now this is ln. We will replace it by, this is log to the base 10. It can be replaced by this is log to the base e. It can be replaced by 2.303 into log to the base 10, and this thing will remain as it is, V2 upon V1. Okay sir, fine, we are getting it. It's very simple. It's just like replacement. Yes. So the final formula will be 2.303 nRT 2.303 nRT log to the base 10 V2 upon V1. 2.303 nRT log to the base 10 V2 upon V1. So this is the formula for work done in physics. In chemistry, it is minus 2.303 nRT log to the base 10 V2 upon V1. In physics, it is plus 2.303 nRT log to the base 10 V2 upon V1. Write it down and let me know in the chat box, is this formula for work done in isothermal process clear to all of you or not? One simple replacement of the pressure will give you the answer. Pressure la